Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. So, all the places in the U.S. raising their minimum wage on January 1st, 2019. And so, I guess that's sort of a good thing for people who have been looking for this because there have been some political fights with wages being raised to 15, 16 an hour. A livable wage because of the cost of living has risen over many years. We've been seeing this, and we've been seeing people complaining that the money that they're making has not increased with the way the cost of living has increased. Um, so this is by Dan Kopoff, December 28th. And so on January 1st, 2019, many low income workers in the U.S. will be getting a raise. Minimum wage increases go in effect on or around the New Year's Day in the 21 states and 19 cities, according to the data collected by the progressive nonprofit National Employment Law Project. About half of these places will see an increase due to a one-time bill passed by voters or legislators that requires a wage hike. For example, Arkansas voters approved an initiative last year to increase minimum wage from about $11 an hour by 2021, beginning with an increase to $9.25 January 1st from $8.50 currently. The beginning of the state or the other states will increase wages due to laws that require the minimum to be increased with the cost of living. For example, in Florida, the minimum will go from $8.46 to from $8.25. So it goes up to match the inflation cost. And so these are the states that are raising the minimum wage or around the 1st of January 2019, not including cost of living adjustments. So there's a list of the states, the old minimum wage, and the new minimum wage, and what it's going to be increased. You get to see the old minimum wage and the increase right here. Arkansas, Arizona, Colorado, Delaware, Maine, Massachusetts, Missouri, New York, Rhode Island, Washington. These numbers reflect the highest minimum wage of or for the state. Sometimes there are lower minimum wages for tipped workers or workers at smaller companies. And so these are the numbers that reflect the highest minimum wage. Okay, so out of the 13 cities that will be increased on minimum wage on January 1st, 2019 as a result of the inflation adjustment, 10 are in California. Cities across California, particularly those in Silicon Valley, are raising the minimum wage in hopes that it will help lower income workers get by in an even more expensive area. So cities raising minimum wage on or around the 1st of January 2019, not including cost of living adjustments. So this will show the old minimum wage and the new minimum wage. So Flagstaff, Arizona, Belmont, California, Cupertino, California, El Cerritos, California, a lot of Californian cities, Los Altos, Palo Alto, Redwood, California, Richmond, San Jose, San Mateo, Santa Clara, and San Cruz, New Mexico. And so they're raising all their wages. You see, like from 11 to 12, 12 to 13, 13 to 15, 11 to 13, 13 to 15, 13 to 15, $9.20 to $10.10, 15 to $16. Economists disagreed about the impact of the minimum wage increases, while all concede that it raises wages of those whose have jobs. Studies that shown impacts of overall employment. So in some cases, they have found that higher wages decreases the number of jobs available. as certain employers would rather not have another staff member than pay the minimum wage or minimum salary. Other studies have found that it has little effect on the number of jobs available, with few employers unable to pay the minimum. What we do know is that those who keep their jobs are certain to be better off in 2019. And so this shows it right here. So a lot of the wages are going to be increased in a lot of California cities. And I'm going to tell you why, because the rents are high and the cost of living is high in a lot of these cities. And you notice they had to have California and New York, a lot of California cities in New York and some places in the South. You notice uh, the wages are a lot lower because the living and the cost of living there is a lot less. And so that's the reflection that you see. Like Missouri, you see how in the South it's a lot less. So it was like $7.85, and they're raising it to $8.60 an hour. So, but this may help some people, you know. And so I would take it. These are like the smaller companies or the lower income type jobs, like maybe fast food restaurants, mom and pop shops, maybe working for places like that, or smaller companies and whatnot. Um, So we'll see how that fares. So with that being said, I'm going to let this video go. And so they've been fighting for this for quite some time, for the pay raise, and so that it can keep up with the times of the cost of living. So what do you think about this? Is this a good thing? Some people arguably say that if they raise the wages, what will happen is they'll raise other things. And those things necessarily you won't want raised. They think that it may raise food prices, or it may compensate in one area and not compensate for another. And like they said in the article, they said that sometimes jobs, in order to pay those higher wages, they might have less staff, which means they might end up losing some staff or laying off people. And so we already have a government shutdown. So what do you think that would cause? More problems. So notice they said in the end of the article, people who keep their jobs, for whatever the reason, if you keep your job, so what does that tell you? Some people may not be able to keep those jobs. You may not have a choice. They may decide to lay some people off just so they can pay those higher wages. So not everybody's going to be fortunate to partake in this. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for listening. What do you think about this? Will this impact the economy? Some economists say no, but I think they're just saying that because they want people that have lower wages to be pretty much happy with getting a couple of dollars increase. But somebody's going to be left out somewhere. Thanks for listening.